Hello and welcome. This is Ruth back with another video for Tonic Studios, and today, as you can see, I've got a brand new kit. This is number 59 and it's called Clocks and Cogs. So let's have a little look inside. Dies, Craft Perfect, Nuvo, and all the papers and card. I'm going to show you the card and the paper first, and as always I want to get rid of these two first of all because they're really bright and shiny, but they're absolutely gorgeous. I've got my little list in front of me and I'm just checking the details now. So this one is Opera Red, and then we've got Rose Platinum, and I'm going to lift that off quickly and show you the lovely shine and the colour of those, and then we'll move those aside. Now, here's my list, just so that I get everything right, and we'll just run quickly down this. So we've got Brick Red here. Well, that's upside down, so that's Brick Red, and that is the classic weave textured card. That's absolutely beautiful. I've used that lately in a lovely memory book, and I'll maybe just add the link to that down below, but it looks really beautiful with some of the other cards as well. So that's Brick Red. This one is Apricot Orange. Then we've got Ginger Pie, so that's this one. And then we have Teal Blue, that's that one. And Ocean Blue, which is that one. Rose Gold Blossom, and that has a beautiful foiled effect on it there, really lovely. And then this one is Sienna Treasure, and that has a beautiful sheen and also is embossed, and it's really beautiful. Now I have I have actually four here, but there's a little note with mine to say that these are not production samples. So what you'll be getting, as far as I am aware, is double-sided paper, 2 sheets of. So that obviously wasn't in stock whenever I've got my kit to make the samples with, but this pattern will be on one side, and I hope you can see that. It's quite muted, but it is actually lovely. And on the other side we have this lovely sort of faded pattern here. So I'll set that over and we'll have a little look at the dies and stamps. This is the little wallet then that the dies come in, and we've got this little Clocks and Cogs sticker to go on the front there, and that way you'll know what's inside that when you put it into your little binder. So before I start showing you all of these, I just want to remind you that I have a playlist down below with the kits in it. I've got lots and lots of Tonic videos, and then I've got lots of videos of my own as well. So if you like this kind of thing, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, and then you'll see these as they come up. And I'd really love you to just take a moment or two to like the video if you do actually enjoy it at the end, and also to leave me a little comment, because that helps me on my way as well. And thanks very much to everybody who has already done that. I do really appreciate it. So on to the dies and stamps. There's my sticker in place, and that's the wallet that they fit into. So lots of circles. So we've got the layering circles, and I know you're probably tired listening to me at this one, but I absolutely love a die set with layering circles inside it. Well, with any layering shapes, look, you can bring all those out and layer them all up together. And then you've got this scalloped one, and we've got this one, which is an alarm clock, I presume, like an old clock, sorry, not an alarm clock. And we've got this lovely scalloped edge for the feet here, but you could use that separately, you could snip that off. We've got this chain for a pocket watch. Oh, just so many really lovely things in here. These are the hands, this is a little stand, and then we've got all sorts of different pieces here. More hands and cogs and wheels and all sorts of things. Doesn't that look lovely? I have an idea in my head already. As soon as I opened that up, I saw something that just clicked, and I really hope it works. So I'll be back with that in a moment or two. I'll check it out first of all. But here is the stamp set too before we go any further. So we've got a lovely little alarm clock. I knew there was an alarm clock somewhere in it. There's the alarm clock. There's an egg timer, a large key, and a little cog down here. And then we've got Sorry It's Late, To Celebrate, Time With You Is Time Well Spent, One Day at a Time, to relax. So we've got, well, time to relax, happy retirement, and where's the time gone. So there's loads and loads of things you could put on there to add to this. Now, I am thinking already, this would be beautiful with floral paper and flowers and things around with the cogs. Even some of those cogs made into little flowers would be lovely. So you could use this for a lady's card, but wouldn't that be so cute and so nice on a man's card with sort of rusty colours and greys and silvers and things as well. But for now I'm going to stick with the colours of the kit because they are so beautiful, and then I'll give you a few more suggestions for later on as well. Now, I almost forgot that there's a lot more to this. So let's just move that aside and bring out these goodies. So we have two little blending sponges. Now these are the acorn shaped ones, which are absolutely fantastic to grab on here and dab into ink or your mousse or your whatever this is, glacier paste. So you can use these with whatever, and they're just really, really a brilliant size, and they work really, really well. This is glacier paste, and this is called bronze metal, and I'm just looking back here if I could find this. So this is the Sienna Treasure, I think that one's called, yeah, and that looks really beautiful with that. So that's going to tone in really, really well with that, and also with this one. And then we have vintage drops here, and these ones are called Bohemian Teal, and that'll be absolutely gorgeous with the teal and ocean blue card that's there. The crackle mousse is, let's see, Water Nymph. Oh, that's really lovely. So we'll get the heat gun going on that one and get a bit of a crackle on it. And then some Maroon Spark shimmer powder. And don't we all love shimmer powder? I love the way you just tap a tiny drop of that out, spray some water on, and woof, you've got a lovely background. So one more thing, and I think this is actually the little extra that they sometimes add into the kits. And this, I'll pull this over so you can see it on top of this. This is a beautiful stencil. You'll see on this piece at the bottom here where it says Tonic Studios, and that's how you'll know whether it's the right way up or the wrong way up. And I'm actually not too sure if it matters in this one or not, but that's normally what that's for. So lovely patterns there, and again more cogs in that one, and all of this is going to be fantastic together, and I'll be right back in a minute or two with some ideas. So I was just about to start making some cards like I would normally do, and then something just appealed to me about trying to make something a little more with mixed media this time, because of all the cogs and things in this one. So I lifted out the glacier paste, and it's a beautiful coppery shade, but it's called bronze metal, and I kind of thought it looked a bit like rust when I put it on a little tin that I had here. And maybe this combination came about because I happened to be making tuna sandwiches at the time when my kit arrived. But anyhow, I cleaned up this tin really, really well, obviously, and took the label off, as you can see, and now I'm going to just use this large kind of roughish brush to just stipple that on inside. Now, I had intended first of all just to put some pieces of it in and leave other areas free, but I did a little trial on a different tin, and I think this looks best. So here we go, just going to cover this inside and out and leave it to dry. It won't take long to dry actually, because this is a very, very thin application. So do you know the little containers that you get sometimes in a kit with just a little amount of embossing powder or whatever? Well, I never throw those out, and I'm sure you don't either. So I've just had the idea that they would possibly make two little feet to glue onto the side of this, so I'm just adding some of the glacier paste on here too. Now that might take a couple of applications. I'm not sure because it's clear obviously and not like that tin, but I'm just going to lay those aside to dry, and I'll do some die cutting while all of that's drying off. This has dried nicely now, and while it was drying I went ahead with a lot of the Cog dies, and I cut out several of them from the Sienna Treasure card and some of them from the Pumpkin Spice card as well. So some are shiny and some are not, and I'm going to add some of those inside there. But in the meantime I have gone ahead and stamped the little clock. This is the little alarm clock, and I've got the feather grey alcohol marker, and I'm going to colour this in and add some other colours as well just to bring it in, and then I'll fussy cut it and attach some of these onto there. I'm just going to add a little detail with the black pearl jewel dot marker. This is from the new Christmas magic trend, so I'll have links to all of these down below as well anyhow. And then a little bit of shading with the turtle dove and black smoke alcohol markers as well. This is all coloured in and fussy cut, and now I've got a little paintbrush that I cut the bristles off and left them short, and I'm just adding little bits of this dabbed here and there across, because obviously this has got to tie in with this and it looks too clean the way it is, so I'm just adding little rusty parts. So this is actually going to go on here, and I'm just going to add some of these pieces in behind. That's actually a little bit, it's not directly from a die cut, it's from in between two die cuts. So I have decided to just glue these onto the back here rather randomly, and so long as I know that these ones fit in there, I can go ahead and glue those, and then I can attach that onto the front. You can't see that with my finger there, but I'm going to attach that on like there, and add lots of these little ones inside, and just randomly actually, so even if they're coming from the inside there and there's nowhere directly to attach them, I'm going to use my hot glue gun to attach some of these on the back. But even if there's not room at the sides, I'm going to fold these over and attach them, because it's fine just to see part of them. I'm using my hot glue gun to glue these little pieces to the front, just so that this stands up and doesn't roll away, and I know that because they're clear you can actually still see through them in little bits, but I just wanted to put them on first to see what's going on, and then I can touch them up with this afterwards as well. So some glue. For this piece I want to have that sitting, but not right at the back, so I've just cut a little strip of card here and folded it over. I am going to glue that part onto the back there, and then this piece will get glued on the inside of the tin, just like that. Sorry, I just need to nip these little pieces off. and then that goes in there. And once that's dry, then I can fold that over, and that will be sitting dimensionally and not just flat at the back the way the others are. Now I've also got this little piece here that I've cut out, and this is the chain of one of the watches, but what I'm going to do here is have that sitting so that it's folded, and I've put this across here and here, and I'm just going to glue those little pieces on, if you can see that there, and have that coming over the front. When I'm going to glue this piece on, I want to be sure that I'm going to be able to stand up properly at the bottom. So I'm using my glue gun for that, but I'll just stand this up like that. I can't actually show you this. I think this way might be better. Anyway, it's going to be flat, and I just want to be sure that the bottom is standing correctly. So I'm going to set this on here and then put the glue, see, like that. I'll turn it around so that you can see. Put the glue on the back of that. So there it is. It's not quite my usual style, but I actually really like that. And as you can see there, I cut out some of the dies in the mirror card as well, just to add a little bit of extra texture and whatnot in that. And I'm really happy with that. I just need to go and add a little drop more of this glacier paste to some of the little areas on what I call the feet of this little contraption or whatever it is, but there you are. One last thing about this one, I really just want you to enjoy making this and enjoy the way it turns out. So I didn't really fuss about showing you exactly where these cogs go, because all you need to do is cut out some cogs that you like yourself and add them just wherever you like, and wherever you place them will just be right. The only thing you need to remember is to get this sitting flat. So now we can move on. I thought I was going to make a card next, and then I decided to make, hopefully this turns out, but I have decided to make a little box. So I've cut out 4 of these. That's with this die, and that's in the Sienna Treasure card. Now I've cut 4 because I want 2 for the front and 2 for the back. You'll see the little piece in the middle of it, so I need to back these onto each other so that they're double-sided. So I'll do that, and then I'll show you in a moment or two how we'll get the face onto this. Now we have the pieces cut out for that. I've gone ahead and I've used this die and this one together in the mirror card, and I have put that on there. I like to put that away right away because that mirror card reflects so much, and I just don't like it. I absolutely love it, but I just hate taking photos with it. So I've cut out this centre piece again then with white, and I'm going to put that in. Now the mirror card and that Sienna Treasure look absolutely beautiful together, but I do think it just needs a little piece of white or something white on it to give it a little lift. So I've done that. I've also got the hands cut somewhere, but I just can't find them at the moment. That happens every time I go to make something. I have it all cut out and then I can't find it. So anyway, for the strip to make the card, the box, I have taken the full length of the A4 sheet. I have cut it to 5 centimeters wide, and you can see there that I've marked that in my scoring board at 1 centimeter in from each side. There and there. I have also scored in, I'll just show you this again actually, I've scored in from here at 5 centimeters. I'll have all the measurements on the screen, so 5 centimeters, and then at 12.5, and then at 17.5, and reinforce all those, burnish them with my bone folder, and then we'll cut some little nicks out of that. Now I just want to go into these little parts on the side here, and I'm just going to take a little V out of each one where the score lines cross over each other. Now I have done the measuring of this just by putting a piece of twine around the outside on the areas and then measuring it with my ruler, so you don't have to do that. But that's how I knew exactly where these little folds would go. And I actually had all these pieces cut ages ago and forgot, so I had to go back and look and see exactly where they are and what I had done. So there we are. Now these are the pieces then that make the box, and this one is the piece that is going to arch up over the top. So I'm going to take these sides off that, and that will just fold in nicely at the top, but these must be removed first. Now I'll just give that a slight little curve so that it bends over the same way at the top. And I can go ahead now and attach this onto here. Got the little magnets and the little sticky pads that go on them, and I have already just rounded the corners of this little strip here and here, and that's going to go over there, and I've put a magnet on here, and now I'm just going to put one on the inside to match that. I always like to add just a little bit of glue as well, but I don't suppose that's entirely necessary. To add this decorative detail on the bottom here, but it actually is a little verso die, so it doesn't have an outside edge. So I've just cut it out twice in the mirror card, and I'm just going to hand cut around that and glue it on. Now I've gone ahead and made some little flowers. So this is from the Sent with Love gift box die set, and I've just cut out 2 of each of the shapes, and I've cut those out 3 times. So I'm going to add 1 up here and 2 down here. It'll probably cover up a bit of this, but that won't matter. We still have part of it showing, and part of it will still be on the other side anyhow. And I want that on there and then down there. Hopefully that's a really nice colour with that. So I have now got the vintage drops here, and I've already just checked them for no air bubbles, and it's almost the same colour, but it looks really, really lovely in the centre there. And the noise in the background, just in case you can hear it, I'm not sure if you'll hear that or not, but that's Nico snoring. He is a tiny little dog, but he snores like a train. There we are, that's it. I was just going to leave it there, and then I realised that there's a watch die. Not that I just realised there was a watch die, but I realised that some of you may not be sure how to use it, so I thought I'd come back and make another quick card. So I've got my patterned paper and my ocean blue onto a 5x7 card here. I have stamped out Happy Retirement, and I have put that on the beautiful foiled card that's in the kit. Now, to make this little watch, what I've done is I have cut out the outside edge of this once, just plain like that, and on the second time that I cut it, I've cut it with this little die with the 3 little holes inside it, and that has given me, you can see it there better I think, the watch strap with this part on it. And then I have taken this little die and I've cut that out, and that will be the piece that obviously goes in there, and that would get attached on here. So then I have cut the circle out and the hands, and that will be the face. But what I wanted to do as well was, sometimes we forget that we can use other dyes as well. So I was looking at this and thinking, what should I do to decorate that face a little bit? And I thought I just got a circle die which was slightly smaller than this one, and it was from a layering set, an older Tonic one, and I put the two together and I made myself this little piece here, and I'm going to go ahead and glue that on there, and then I'll glue all of this together and add some pretty little flowers. That would look absolutely beautiful if I had put some crystal glaze on top of that as well. And to be honest, I would have done that, except that I'm in a bit of a hurry to post this and I don't really have time for it to dry. So, but that is a little thought to bear in mind. Now, I hope you've enjoyed that. Certainly this is quite different from what I would normally do with a die set, but I've really loved it. I've got a retirement card. And if you didn't want to put flowers around that and you wanted to make that for a man, you could decorate that with some of the cogs from the set as well. So that's that. And then we've got this beautiful little box. I really, really love that. And I love that little magnetic closure on it as well. There we are. And the one that I started off with, which I enjoyed the most, I think. It's so different from anything else I would do, and I just love to be able to recycle and make something like that at times as well. So this was my tin from my tuna for my sandwiches, and these were the little containers that the embossing powder samples were in from previous kits. So do let me know if you enjoy this kind of thing and if you would even think of making it. I'd love to know if that's the kind of thing that you'd like to try out, even if you're not familiar with it or don't normally make something like that. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done that, and hit the notification bell to keep up to date with all the kits and everything else that I make. And share if you like as well. And if you do like the video, give it a little thumbs up at the bottom. But I do always ask you if you would please leave me a little comment, because that really helps me. It helps keep my videos prominent, and it helps me to keep in touch with you as well. My affiliate links for all of this will be down below as well in the description, and thank you very, very much to everyone who uses those. I do get a little commission from that, but it doesn't cost you any more, and I really appreciate that. So thank you once again, and until the next time, bye!